Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this video recording for part two training on Direct Admissions Minnesota for high schools, building the data. This module today is specifically for Infinite Campus and JMC Student Information System using high schools. We here at the Office of Higher Education welcome you. My name is Aaron Salsek, he, him pronouns, and I am the coordinator of Direct Admissions Minnesota. I am joined by one of my colleagues today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sally Prager Constantine, she, they pronouns. I do the data management for direct admissions.
Welcome again. So for part two, we have three basic agenda items. We will do a quick project overview and background again as a reminder and refresher. We will then cover the 5 steps of the academic review. And then at the very end, share some resources as well as ways to reach Sally and myself if there are any questions of us here at Office of Higher Education. So again, as a general overview for the program and background, the goal is to encourage all of our high material and college capable by offering them an extension of proactive direct admissions to our wonderful colleges and universities across the state of Minnesota. It takes the anxiety out of the will I get in question and rather encourages students to go for it based on the survey results they get at the outset of their senior year. It's designed to supplement college exploration, not to supplant. And also we have, like I've said, a number of participating post-secondary partners across the state, including all of our 2-year public community and technical colleges in the Minnesota state system, as well as their 7 state universities, 4 of our 5 University of Minnesota campuses, 2 tribal colleges, and the majority of our private nonprofit colleges across the state of Minnesota. In terms of the 6 primary steps needed to be completed at the high school, there is the review of the end of junior year unweighted cumulative GPA and course grades for students at participating high schools to see if they meet the admissions criteria for the respective colleges and universities, notifying those seniors and their parents or guardians of their acceptance, as well as encouraging them to learn more about the programs offered at the participating colleges and universities, prompting students to respond to the survey notification and select institutions of their top choice to which they would like to be offered proactive direct admission to. Students can choose from among the many institutions on their survey, and then once selected, those colleges will reach out to students with next admission steps after Office of Higher Education securely transfers them that information. For step 5, we do want you to continue to use your local process of sending transcripts to those colleges that students select. And then we always welcome your feedback, as this is a true partnership and collaboration. And so providing that when asked, and also just informing us when things aren't maybe working as smoothly as they possibly could, or if you just have any ideas of how we continue to get this program to its best possible place for our students and families across the state of Minnesota. For today, part 2 on the academic review, we're really dealing with those first sort of 4 components of the academic review itself, the responsiveness by students, and then the data transfer process, of which Office of Higher Education sort of serves as the clearinghouse. In terms of the work planning and what tasks need to be done when, right now we are in that sort of May and June phase where you can, as high schools, based in the marketing toolkit that Office of Higher Education has sent to you, be sharing those direct admissions junior videos with your rising seniors. Principals and superintendents, or in some instances, your budget managers, are working on those 2 necessary contracts for the program, the data sharing agreements, and the joint powers agreements for funding. And we just encourage you, high school counselors in particular, to just start familiarizing yourself with the various marketing materials needed for the program generally, but also the academic review. Those can be found in the Google Toolkit located at the main Direct Admissions Office of Higher Education website. June through August, you continue that sort of review and planning. There is the ability to order and share direct admissions materials at your high schools. And just as a reminder, those are translated into multiple languages. If there is a language utilized at your high school that's not readily available in the print materials as they currently exist, please let Office of Higher Education know, and we'd be happy to investigate and also possibly create additional materials. You can also start the process of getting those FERPA notifications prepped and sent. And I'm sure Sally will cover that in brief when we get to the academic review portion. Then August through October 31st, or Halloween, those communication surveys are sent, and that continuous reminder and nudging of students to respond, and make their college selection surveys. We know that sometimes students are skeptical. It seems so easy. That is the program design, so make sure you're reminding them that it is meant to be that way. So again, in terms of timeline and next steps, that academic review can primarily be conducted from June through October 1st, so that it gives students the month of October, or College Knowledge Month, to respond to those survey notifications. Just as a reminder, those data sharing agreements and joint powers agreements have to be in place before survey notifications can go out. They are necessary components for the program. So again, those notifications can go out from Labor Day through Halloween, those 2 holidays. As I've said, we have lots of materials to help support you in your work, and also so that you can begin to do your own research. Most of those templates and instructions are found at the Direct Admissions Minnesota landing page, or our Office of Higher hyperlinks in there for you. Our toolkit that's managed by Office of Higher Education has lots of support services, resources, college fit factoring materials for students and families, as well as for you to share. And then our YouTube agency website has tons of great materials. We actually have well over 25 recordings right now, because our recent high school trainings, including this one, were all posted to the YouTube channel as well. Between August 1st and September 30th, we will do a refresher of this very training as well. So look for more information from Office of Higher Education over the summer, but we'll have sort of a refresher training based off of which student information system you're utilizing, and if there were any changes over the summer, of which we don't expect any major ones. Office of Higher Education and myself primarily do have regular office hours for the program. That will be twice weekly in the fall, and so that information will be shared when we return from summer break. And you'll still have those monthly email newsletters from Office of Higher Education, which again, we will include timely tasks for each month at the outset of the month. Some more information to come, but lots of resources at your disposal. And we'll end and conclude with talking about some of those resources again in this training. Sally?
Thank you, Aaron. Again, my name is Sally Krieger-Constantine. I am going to go over the 5 steps of the academic review. Next slide, please, Aaron. All right, and just again to reinforce what Aaron said, the academic review can be conducted at any time after the completion of the JPA and DSA documents. However, the actual survey itself should not go out, or cannot go out, until after the FERPA notification has been out to parents and their students' guardians for about 2 weeks. So you could start, in theory, on this academic review very soon. There are 5 steps to the academic review. The first one is assessing whether or not your students, your rising seniors, are on track for graduation. For both Infinite Campus and JMC, this is done via the SIS system. The second step is to determine the final list of rising seniors who will be eligible for the academic review. This is part of a staff review. This is, there are some students who you probably don't want participating in direct admissions, and this will be time for your staff to discuss those students and whether or not they'll be participating. The third step is to determine the unweighted cumulative GPA for your students participating in the program. This is also done for both Infinite Campus and JMC via the SIS system. And also we do ask that staff reviews it for any errors, although we just ask for a quick visual review. The fourth step is assessing course grade averages for math, science, and English, and it's specifically for tier number 4 and tier number 6. And the fifth step is to assign the academic tiers, and that is done within the SIS system. Next step, or next slide. Thank you. So just to review, this is a little chart that shows the different academic tiers 1 through 6. Tier 1 is our open access tier. This includes all of the community colleges, Minnesota State colleges and universities. This is all our open access schools in Minnesota. So most of your students who are graduating will fall at least into this tier. From there, we go up by grade point averages, and then the 4th tier and the 6th tier have added qualifiers of 4 course grades in only 10th and 11th grade that average a C or higher, and that is in each course group. So a C or higher in math, a C or higher in English, and a C or higher in science. Next slide, please. All right. So just so, and for some reason, the second part of this isn't showing up. There should be on the right side, it should show a picture of what the colleges may look like. But this is just a sample. Oh, there it goes. This is just a sample of what a student letter would look like. And this is actually what the Google Sheets letter looks like, but it's very similar in both the Infinite Campus and JMC models. So you'll have a letter that congratulates your student on participating in the program and having amazing grades, and it gives them options for the colleges and universities that they wish to be directly admitted to. Next slide. All right, so now we're going to talk about specific pathways for academic review. These are different for Infinite Campus and JMC, so we are going to talk about those separately. Also, these are run through your student information systems, and full disclosure, here at the Office of Higher Education, we are not experts in these systems. But we have some amazing resources to share. So we will include that in the following slides. Next slide, please. All right, so we're going to start with Infinite Campus and the setup. So within Infinite Campus, there is a requirement to run the direct admissions module. It is required that you have a graduation planner set up. That is because each tier is set up as a graduation program. If you do not have the graduation planner set up, you cannot utilize Infinite Campus to run direct admissions. If that is the case, please reach out to Erin and I as soon as possible. We do have workarounds, but we do need to know as soon as possible. Infinite Campus has been working with us for a few years now, so we have developed a wonderful set of training materials, and it includes a step-by-step resource guide and videos that Infinite Campus has recorded. The link is here on the slide, and steps 1 and 2 of the process is actually going to be set up by your technology director. So upon that completion of your JPA and DSA, Connect with your technology director and have them work on step part 1 and part 2 of resource guide. Your portion is actually part 3, and that's actually running the academic review. Once it has been set up within Infinite Campus, it is relatively easy to run the reports for your review. Next slide. So here's just a little sample of what it'll look like. There are 6 reports that you run within Infinite Campus. Each of the reports will give you a list of students within that tier and their unweighted GPAs. Additionally, on the right, we can see a snapshot of a student profile. And within that profile, once the Infinite Campus module has been set up, you're going to see a new field, and it's DPSA calculated tier. This is where if you review your list and you decide that a student shouldn't participate in direct admissions, you can see here on the bottom, kind of middle of the screen, you can exclude the student from direct admissions. Also, if you know a student is going to catch up in their GPA and they're currently at a tier 1 and you know by the middle of the year they're going to be a tier 2, you can manually change the student here also. Next slide, please. So in Infinite Campus, the student letter surveys appear differently. Within Google Sheets, the students get an email. However, in Infinite Campus, the students receive it in their message center. So below is a screenshot of what a student would see when they receive their direct admissions letter. Next slide. All right, on to JMC. Now, this is the first year that we've worked with JMC to run the direct admissions program. So we at OHE are just as new to it as you are and as JMC is. So luckily, JMC has been absolutely wonderful, and they have also set up resources, and we have a link to a pre-recorded webinar that JMC conducted that goes step by step through the whole entire process, and Erin and I attended, and I will testify that it is a very easy process, and they have made it they've made the recording a wonderful resource to help you get through the project relatively easy. I will say that you do need to talk to your technology director to set up the automatic transfer of student responses to the Office of Higher Education. That can only be done by your technology director coordinating with directly. Next slide, please. All right, so to conduct the review in JMC, there is a requirement. First, I'll say that the direct admissions module is available for both JMC Office and JMC Student. So if you have either of those, you will be able to run the direct admissions program. However, you do need the grading module to run direct admissions. The reason being is that direct admissions places students in tiers by their GPA. And if there is no grading system within the SIS, there is no way to determine the student tier. If this is the case, again, like the Infinite Campus issue, please reach out to Erin and I as soon as possible. We do have a workaround, but we do need to know as soon as possible. So here on the, can you go back one slide quickly? I just want to show you here on the left, you can find the direct admissions module under, if you go home and then grading and transcripts, you'll find the direct admissions module. All right, next slide. Thank you, Erin. All right, so where does your student letter survey appear for your students in JMC? If you see on the right is a screenshot of the student view of their JMC, and right in the middle of their menu, you'll see direct admissions. And as soon as you release those direct admissions letters, That module will pop up for the student and they will have their letter right in JMC. They'll be able to select from here the schools that they wish to be directly admitted to. And they can also see here their tier and their unweighted GPA that's used to determine that tier. Next slide.
All right. Thank you, Sally.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So, again, folks, this is a partnership and we are here to support you in this work. We have lots of direct admissions Minnesota resources at your disposal. Many of these have been mentioned, but just to go over them again, there's the Office of Higher Education Agency website. We also maintain a sub landing page for direct admissions, which has toolkits available to you and the work that you conduct. We are able to send print materials to you through our Bulger ordering system. And just as a reminder, one of the earlier trainings this spring did cover that ordering process. You have your Office of Higher Education direct admissions staff support, which includes Sally, myself, our colleague Sarah Burkhart in the marketing and communications team, and our assistant commissioner, Dr. Wendy Robinson. There are several advisory groups that help inform the direction and purpose of this program. Those drop-in hours, meetings, and other means of connecting by your request. And these trainings are all found at our YouTube channel once we have been able to post them. So if you ever need to review that, feel free to use the hyperlink to our YouTube channel and search by direct admissions. And then lastly, we have all these trainings that will be at the outset of the months in the fall, where you'll have an opportunity to connect with colleagues in community of practice modules and information share on best practices, as well as what's working locally at our high schools. We want to thank you again for listening in on this video recording for part 2 on building the data for JMC and Infinite Campus student information system using high schools. Our contact information is available for you on this slide. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions, ideas, and or good news to share about the program. We welcome all of the above. Thank you again for all of your work and for all you do for students and families.